My snappers didn't work there. What is hatching, Toga peeps? OldManTup coming at you today. After a week hiatus, I don't know what happened with our match with that guy, Galactic Elliot. Still working on the production on that. The original upload didn't take for some reason, so I'm working on that, but I didn't want to get another week behind, so we're going to put this up with Leo. 6 foot hacks. Our match happened last night. Today, what day is today? Today's Wednesday the 17th. We battled last night, which was late, which I apologize for. We had a conflict of scheduling, mostly due to the fact I was gone for an entire week for kids camp at my church. I was a counselor, and we couldn't get it in before, and we were supposed to battle Saturday when I come home, and that was on me, missing that. I literally come home, unpacked my things, fell face first, and woke up Rip Van Winkle 3 days later. Not that bad, but I slept through when we were supposed to battle, so that was completely on me, which is why this is going to be uploaded on a Wednesday as opposed to a Sunday or a Monday. But we're getting it up, we're getting it in. Not going to have a team builder for this because of the time crunch, so again, my apologies, but here is a general rundown of the team. We've got Choppleberry, Tyranitar with Sandstream, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Crunch, decent amount of attack, Adamant Nature, a lot of bit of bulk outside of that. I'll have a Pokepaste in the comments, or in the description, so if you want exact sets, you can go look. I got so sunburnt, I'm starting to blister and peel, so I'm itchy. Next, we got Harry Mama, the Harryama, Close Combat, Fire Punch, Bullet Punch, Ice Punch. Now, this is a bulky girl. Max HP, a little bit of special defense, a lot of attack with an Adamant Nature, Assault Vest with Guts, and this is our instant answer to a Tail Glowing Manaphy. We can take a what does Tail Glow give you? +2 or 3. Scald / Surf. We barely survive a Hydro Pump at that range, but we can answer with Close Combat. If they burn us on a Scald, we OHKO with Close Combat, if I remember the calc correctly. Next, we have Musharna, Rocky Helmet, Synchronize, Calm Mind, Moonlight, Psyshock, Toxic. This does a lot of stuff to a lot of things on his team that isn't named Durant. But this is Max Defense, Max HP, Bold Nature with Rocky Helmet, and this is to help chip down Megalopony that he has. And I forgot to pull up his team, so I apologize. Next, we got the Alolan Doug Trio, the Hanson Brothers, Life Orb, Sand Force, Earthquake, Ironhead, Stone Edge, and Night Slash. So that is muy bueno. We are Adamant Max Attack. We'll talk about the speed calc later because it is relevant to the end of the match. Next, we got Billy Idol, Roserade, Choice Scarf, Natural Cure. Looking back on this, I'm not sure. Had I wanted Technician over Natural Cure, I don't know. Oh. Okay. Need to stop itching my sunburn. Leaf Storm, Extra Sensory, Dazzling Gleam, and Hidden Power Fire. This does good damage across his team. Near max speed, Timid. We had enough speed just to outpace his next fastest thing. Or that was just enough speed to outspeed max speed Megalopony. Last but not least, we got Dad Bod the Rotom Wash, Leftovers, Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Toxic, and Defog. This is a special defense nature to take hits from things. A lot of HP, a lot of defense, and the rest in special attack. Like I said, the specific calcs and sets will be in a Pokepaste in the description down below. But let's take a look at what Leo decided to bring. And he has Silvally, which if I remember correctly ended up being normal type. He has Reuniclus, which is always threatening because all it needs to do is start setting up in your face and his Bad News Bears. Steelix, Leo drafts Steelix a lot, and he's very good with it. He has Manaphy, Megalopony, and the Durant. Now, the Durant is probably what we have the least amount of prep for on the team. And Durant has that really weird, I think it's 109 or 108 or 106. It's a really weird speed stat. You don't expect a iron bug to be that fast. But hits super hard. And it does a lot of damage across our team. So that's something we got to be mindful of in play around. But we're going to dive into this match. If you're excited for week... Oh, crap, I forget what week it is. Week 5 or 6 of the WBE. Throw up the fiercest dab and hit that like button. But anyways, he's going to start off with Jericho. As you will see, a lot of his Pokemon are wrestling themed. We're just going to lead off with Dad Bod. And I know this thing gets coverage to hit us. It could be E-Belt. It could be Scarf. He is going to be faster than us, but we have no speed investment, so that's not a surprise. Does less than 50%, but it does a solid third. And we're just going to hit it with a Hydro Pump. It's not resisted. It's not super effective, so I'm like, okay. We'll Volt Switch out this turn. I don't think he's going to switch in his Steelix this turn, and that does another solid amount. And again, we are just going to Volt Switch out, which takes this thing down to about 40%. So we're going to bring out Billy Idol. We don't think he's Scarfed at this point, and even if he is, Grass Pledge isn't going to be doing much. We're going to hit him with a Leaf Storm, and he's going to let this thing go down. My guess is he was checking to see if we were Scarfed, which confirmed for us he wasn't. Found out later that he was E-Belt, which was really good for him. He's going to bring out Kali. And we want to get out of here. He's probably just going to set up rocks for free this turn. He does know for a fact that we're Scarf, so he knew we were locked into that. He's going to set up Stealth Rocks, and we're going to get some wonderful leftover recovery. But we are going to be able to defog these rocks away this turn. We are going to get the leftovers. I thought maybe he would go for like a Toxic or something here. But he is just going to lower the boom and explode in our face. That's going to be more than enough to take us down, even though we are, like I said, we're not physically bulky, we're especially bulky. But that takes us down. Steelix goes down, which says to me that rocks are probably off the field for his side for the remainder of the match, which is excellent. Not that we don't have Charizard this match, so I mean, I guess that made him fairly expendable at that point. He's going to bring out Megalop here, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to stay in to take a fake out. We're going to go right into our answer for this, Requiem for a Dream Musharna. And Musharna is going to eat up this fake out, num 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 num, and just love it and say sweet dreams are made of these. And get some Rocky Helmet recoil. So he took as much damage as we did, percentage-wise on that. Lacey Evans is going to be switched back out. Hoping to drop a women's right later. Manaphy's going to come back out, and we just Moonlight this turn to get back to as close to full as possible. Now, I thought had I set up a Calm Mind there, we would have been in a decent position, but I didn't want to get too cheeky early, and I wanted to gauge what kind of damage he would do to us. And if he just attacked again, he's going to set up Tail Glow here, and I'm just like, oh man. But at least he didn't Z Rain Dance, which was something I was worried about. He's going to go for a Surf here, and I'm like, okay, this will probably do a little over 50% if he's timid, and that is exactly what it does. So we're like, okay, we drop Close Combat. It does 50% to him, but unfortunately, we are not going to win this exchange. We're going to switch out here. Knowing that he's going to go for a Surf, we can bring out Billy Idol. I didn't think he was going to go for a Psychic, or he would have done it that turn. But we go for it, and we take that at right about 50%, and that is getting a little bit nuts. He's going to bring out John Cena here, and John Cena is his Durant. And I really, really contemplated dropping an HP Fire there, even without the Technician. It would have OHKO'd anything that wasn't super ultra bulky. So had I dropped that there, that would have been a really good call. I'm really thinking he's going to have to go for an Iron Head here, and we can eat those up for days. And he's just going to take recoil off of that over and over and over. He's going to switch out here, which is fine. He's going to bring out Bailey, his own Reuniclus, And we're just going to double switch here, and we're going to go out into the Hanson brothers. So I'm like, okay, not a bad set here. Now, we're going to go for an Earthquake. It should do about 50% before he sets up, maybe a little bit less. I think the calc was right around 40 for a mid-roll. He's going to set up the Acid Armor. I'm like, okay. We showed him that we've got the Earthquake. Now we're going to drop a Night Slash. If we crit at this range, it will be enough to take it out because it negates the boost, and it would give us even more damage than the Earthquake, but that is not the case, and we're just slowly losing more and more health to the Life Orb. We're going to go for a second Night Slash, trying to be cheeky, try and get him to a critical range to ultimately force him to continue to recover, but again, we don't get a crit, which is perfectly fine, but we're going to have to switch out here. He's back to full health, and that is no bueno. We're going to bring out T-Tar, which will confirm if he is the Magic Guard or whichever ability negates secondary damage. He's going to go for the Focus Blast. It is going to hit. Luckily, we have the Choppleberry, which will help us stay above, if I'm not mistaken, above 50%. Just barely above 50%. But that is excellent. Now, we see he doesn't take Sandstorm damage, so he is, whatever that ability is, that's going to do about 33%. We aren't going to get the defense drop, but he's going to miss a Focus Blast. So that's one Focus Blast he missed. We're going to go for another Crunch here. It's going to take him super low, and we're going to get the defense drop, which is just excellent. Makes a smart play, recovers. But our crunches are going to continue to slowly do more and more and more and more and more and more and more damage. We're going to hit another crunch, which can take him down super low again. And we're going to get the defense drop again. He's going to go for a Focus Blast and miss a second one. His focus was not enough. He doesn't understand that Tup's favorite Tyranitar trains in the mountain, dropping the fiercest dabs on the planet, and just avoids that stuff for days. Now, I really thought about dropping an Earthquake there because he had to switch out, and I really should have, but I didn't, because I didn't want that thing just recovering for days on us. But we're going to go back out into Requiem. He's just going to go straight into a return, which was a really smart play. I could have stayed in Earthquake this thing, and that would have been GG for Lacey Evans. Now, I must have mischecked the numbers there, or he got a min-roll, high roll, because I really thought I was going to survive that second return and be able to just Moonlight up in his face. But that wasn't the case. We're going to bring out Billy Idol here, and we can just Dazzling Gleam on just about anything he wants to switch out. I believe that's what we go for here. Yep, going to Dazzling Gleam up, and it's going to 2KO, 2-hit KO anything that comes in at the ranges they are. Now, he doesn't have the switchable recovery. As you can see, that puts us well within the range of not being able to take two, but I'm going to switch out here because I don't know if this thing's Scarfed yet, and if it is, it's going to outpace us for days. So we're going to go into Hariyama because I believe an X-Scissor is coming, because X-Scissor kills just about everything on my team that isn't named Alolan Dugtrio. He's going to get the crit there. Ultimately, I don't think it matters. We're just going to go for a Bullet Punch here. We don't have a safe switch, and I just want to get damage on this thing because that's going to allow me to click any move I want to kill it when it switches in, which is fine. So Durant's going to go, or yeah, Durant gets a kill. We're going to go into Hanson Brothers because we know he's locked into X, well, fairly confident he's locked into X-Scissor. He's going to switch out here, go into Bailey, and just allow this thing to go down to an Earthquake. Nothing on his team wants to switch into an Earthquake at this point. So Earthquake is going to kill this Reuniclus. We don't have to worry about it getting shenanigans up, but he still has a lot of really dangerous things left on his team. Lacey Evans is going to come back out, and that's no bueno for us. We don't have anything to switch into it that can scare it around. So we're going to go into Tup's Fave. He very likely could just drop a high jump kick here, but he opts to go for the Drain Punch, which is a very safe play, which is the woman's right, and he's going to get a bunch of health back, which makes me super sad. We spent all that time whittling it down. And even though we do have the Sandstorm now, we don't want to be getting hit by this thing. So we're going to bring Billy Idol out here. And he's going to switch out Lacey Evans. We went for Dazzling Gleam last time. He's going to bring Manaphy back out. And had we not Dazzling Gleamed... Well, I wasn't predicting this thing to be a 50% berry. Yeah. A 25% berry it is, and that takes it way, way, way back up to health. So, had we Leaf Storm there, we would have had a safe switch out, and that would have been dead. And that would have been the end of the story. We could have switched back in, but we didn't. Again, was not expecting that to have the berry at all. He's going to Shadow Ball. We're going to hang on. And we're going to have the surprise of the match here. And Manaphy is going to outspeed my Alolan Dugtrio. He's going to hit it with a Surf, and that's going to take it out. And that signifies GG right here. It's a critical hit. Didn't matter. But in looking over the team, I didn't realize this Alolan Dugtrio was not calced to outspeed a max speed Manaphy. It was, I forget what we eved it specifically for, but it did not speed it, and I was just like, oh my lord, how did a Dugtrio not outspeed a Manaphy? And I was just like, was so frustrated at that point. But this makes me lock myself into Leaf Storm to be able to kill it at this range. Now, I do hit, which means at this range, it killed it without a crit. So had I Leaf Storm the turn I Dazzling Gleamed, which gave it its berry, it would have killed it. And I would have been able to just Dazzling Gleam the rest of the game, even though this Durant would be faster than me. See, it is faster. Confirmed, it's going to X-Scissor and be able to kill us here. So we lose a 2-0 match. 2-0, right? He had... What all do you have left? He had the... Yeah. He had Durant and Megalopony in the back. So that's a bummer. We had that one in our grasp. That Earthquake, it would have made him think about what he was going to lock Durant into, even though he could have just switched around it. He did have the fake out on the Lopunny. May not have changed the end result, but just super frustrating when you're expecting to kill something and then something else switches in and you don't get to kill it, and it's just like, oh. Well then. And that's a bummer. But good game to Leo. He played fantastically, even around that back-to-back Focus Blast miss. But Titar, proving she's a good girl, and dodging like a boss. Again, throwing up some fierce stabs right in the face of this Focus Blast. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this week's match of the WBE. Super sorry it's so late. But you guys can look on the bright side. You are going to get 4 solid days of uploads, which never happens on this channel, sadly as that is. But you're going to have today's Thursday? No, today's Wednesday. You're going to have this week's upload. Tomorrow, I'm going to fix whatever's wrong with my battle against Galactic Elliot, and you will have last week's upload. And then Friday, you're going to have our team builder versus the one and only Under the Radar, a.k.a. Kelly. And then Saturday, you're going to have our match with Kelly. And if I get off my butt and put together my 2 or 3 week behind playoff match versus Leo, who we played this week, for the GBA playoffs, you're going to see that. So, this may be a Tup extravaganza of videos. But anyways, guys, I'm OldManTup. Thank you for sticking around. If you are around and you want to throw up a fierce dab, take a picture of yourself dabbing and at me on Twitter at OldManTup. And just say, hey Tup, I made it to the end of what's going to be a 20-minute video where you just got your booty handed to you, but I'm still going to throw up a fierce dab, just like we throw up the Jolly Roger when we win, which hasn't happened yet in this WBE season, but it's coming. I can feel it. It is coming. There is a victory on the horizon. We just have to keep sailing towards it. Alright, guys, I'm an OldManTup. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.